Well, it's wonderful to have you with me, Janice, and thank you for your permission to allow me to record this. To all of those who are listening, my name is Eileen McDargh. I am a CSP CPAE. I've served for 6 years on the National NSA board. I served with Art Berg, who was the founder of eSpeakers, until he tragically died. In fact, I chair the Art Berg grant, which is given to members who are part of a nonprofit that uses technology. So just to give you a little bit of background, Art's dad was an IBMer. So Art had technology in his brain. And so when he established eSpeakers, the whole purpose of eSpeakers was to be an event management system. So think of a CRM as your customer client. This is an ERM. It's event relation management. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you everything, how I use eSpeakers. And I will tell you that in the early days, and I was one of the early adopters, in the early days, I underused eSpeakers. I didn't use it the way that, the power that is really there. So I'm going to share my screen and interrupt me anytime that you want, really, Janice, to ask questions. So what I've done here is I just arbitrarily opened it up to a calendar. And it was a year ago, just about this time, when I spoke for the MDRT, the $1 Million Roundtable. Now, this is how I use the calendar, and you can see colors back here. Can you see this okay?
I believe I can, yeah.
Okay, I don't know if I can make it bigger.
Well, I actually, from my end, I can make our faces smaller and make the screen bigger. So that's
okay. So why don't you do that? Now I'm going to make this. That's as big as I can get it here.
I can do, and I'm sorry to interrupt. Another thing I'm going to do is move it over to my larger monitor.
Okay.
And that will help.
So the way to optimize eSpeakers, and the reason I say it's event management, you can have in one place every single thing related to an event in one place. That's your contact, that's your travel, that's every bit of dialogue that you have, it's all in one place. So when I pulled this up, and you have to help me, Janice, let me know if you can see it. So here was who I was presenting to. It was confirmed. It was an on-site presentation. This is where I was doing it. It came through a bureau. It came through Eagle's Talent Bureau. So what I do every time there's a note, like I just now wrote a thank you a year later to say, gee, a year ago we were all together. This is one of the beauties of eSpeakers, is that you can go back to past clients and say, oh my God, 2 years ago, I was with you. Let's talk because I have some new ideas. Yes. So every one of my conversations, everything is recorded here. If I'm just going to flip through, here's Nikki Novak, who was, she's the go-to MDRT person who handles it all. So it's all in one place, which is fabulous. So then here's my contacts. So here was Esther. Here was Esther's person who worked for her. And then here is Nikki, who is the MDRT person. Now here is, and services are what you got paid for it. This was incorrect. It's not $12. It was $12,000. I have yet to make this thing work, but it keeps track of the money that you get. If you sold products, you can put products down here. How many boxes? Who is the shipper? What's the tracking number? All in one place.
This is all under the calendar app.
This is all under calendar. So when, see, when I opened up top of the table and I put it in there, there's the details. Once I log it and it's confirmed, I start filling stuff in. If you'll see, I'm just going to click. These conversations started in 2020.
So does it automatically connect to your email?
No, I bring over everything. I paste it in here.
Okay. That'd be an interesting idea, but for the future.
But it's when you have it all in one place, it's the beauty. And you can print out every single thing with one fell. There it goes. And I'll show you how I can do it. So here's what I got from Esther Eagles, where I'm in the proposal stage and blah, blah, blah. What would it be? So everything that I get, I just put it in here. So these are my contacts. Services would be, and I put this in incorrectly. It was 12,000. No big deal. Action list, and you can change this to anything that you want.
This is probably the beauty of the whole thing is your
It-
action list.
the beauty is number one, in one place, you have everything related to that event.
Yeah.
And I'll show you. So now I don't use the action list, and I probably could use it better, but here's everything. If I were going to use it, once the first draft of the PowerPoint, the video, the audio, presentation date, I could do all of this stuff, and I could put it in there. Now I'm going to move this because it's hiding. Got to move you.
And all your prior clients stay in there, right?
They stay here.
Yeah.
So here's it. You put your confirmed clients, but also let's say you got a request and it didn't come through, but you put it in eSpeakers because you can hold. I can go back and find those holds later.
Oh, to go back to those leads for the future.
Sure.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is you can up here in this search function. So for example, I was trying to remember, I spoke for, it was an aviation group, and they somehow, my name was given to them for a program that I'm going to do this coming August in 2023. What was the name of that group? I couldn't remember the name, but I remembered it was San Diego. I could put San Diego up here under search. Every client that I've spoken for in San Diego will be there. And I could find, oh my God, it was, oh, that's who it was. That's who it was. And I can pull that up. So this is, and you can't do this in any other place. So when I see speakers saying, well, I didn't get any business from it, it's because that's not how this was designed. Use it as an event management first, and then optimize the information that is already there to go back to a client. So here, custom. Now this is, I didn't do because it isn't multiple, but notice what it says here, and you can change this too. I can customize. Did I do multiple programs for them? Were there some special things to remember? Did I have special notes, introducer, reason? Now I didn't have anything I needed to put in here, but I could have, like I was coming event to attend. Yes, I was going to come to the opening. I didn't put it in here, but I could. These two things are the things that I think are really valuable. The library. You upload in this one file. Here is everything related to the event. So this is a handout that I gave to them. This was cultivating. It was another handout for them. And I did 2 sessions. I was a bookend. I did the open and I did the close.
Wow.
So so if I clicked on this, this will be my PowerPoint slide. It's right there. Cultivating, this was the opening. Oh, no, excuse me, this was the opening. There's the opening keynote. Here's the consignment guideline. Everything is in here. And listen to this, Janice, it stays in here, which means 5 years later, if the top of the table for MDRT said, 5 years ago, somebody heard you at Amelia Island. I said, well, let me go back and look. I can find this and I can tell you exactly what the PowerPoint, what the slide, what did I do? Now look at this, miscellaneous. I love this. Here was the presentation title, Cultivating Resilience to Refuel, Recharge, and Reclaim What Matters. What did I wear? What did I wear? Because if I go back next year, I don't want to wear the same thing. Now, guys, you could care less. Ladies, this makes a difference to us. So here's everything that I have. Black pants, turquoise. How many were in the audience? We had 250. They had restriction because of COVID. Then if you're going for your CSP, you can also include this on your CSP application. So you don't have to create all those separate forms. It's there. Now I have a CSP, so I don't, but for some reason, I guess I don't really need that. I can get rid of that. But you can do this.
And your notes,
think of the time you're changing.
Your story notes I see down below.
Look at this. And this you can add to it. This is worth its weight in gold.
Yes.
These are all of the potential learning points and stories I have. They're in alphabetical order.
Wow.
I check off the ones that I have done. And when you're designing a program, you can go back to this whole story list and say, what story would carry this point. And I know I can look at all of this and
Wow,
I
you
keep
have a
adding
lot of
this.
stories.
Oh yeah, I am a storyteller because I believe that stories are what people remember, and it makes a point.
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
just tell a story to tell a story.
Yeah,
There is a
right.
point there.
Right.
There's a point there. And so all of these mean something to me. And this is, I got to tell you, this is just like here, I played the Lion King music. I've spoken a number of times for the USA Canada Lions leadership. And the first time I did, I played the theme from the Lion King. And made a connection. It was the year that the Lion King came out. It was the biggest money grosser that year. And it was also the year in which USA Canada made its largest income, on the programs that he wanted. And I could tie that to the lion and the lioness throwing evil out of their kingdom. And that's what lions are all about.
Wow, I love that. I love that metaphor.
So it's just, this is just, I just can't tell you how valuable this is. And of course here, travel. So yeah, go ahead and say this. That's because I took off so here's all my travel.
Yeah, and that's always a pain in the neck.
It's
Have
all
I
in
made
there.
my travel? When am I leaving? All those details.
See, the hotel could be, the hotel could be here. All of this could be here. Now, here's the other thing you do. See up here where it says reports.
Yes.
Okay. I can pull out any kind of report. I'm going to, where my face is in the way. Can you see, do you see these reports?
Yeah, well, oh no, I don't see the window that just opened.
All right. So hold on. I think I have to do a new share. Here it is.
Oh,
okay.
Interesting.
All right.
Oh yeah, now I see it. Yes.
So look at the reports that can come from this. Aging.
Well, the nice thing is you could print your travel
You do. Okay. So
and send it to the client.
You can do that. So what I generally do is I do event details, everything you want to know, all in one place. That's travel, that's stories, that's the context, that's the hotel, that's the everything. But if I only wanted, I could print out the stories if I wanted. I think this is incredible.
I never knew about any of
You know what, Janice? Most people who use eSpeakers have no clue how to use it. Yes. Which is why I see things coming across some things like CSP Link that says, well, I didn't get any business from that. I say, you know what, guys, this is not why it was created. That's not to say you cannot go back and say, how can I use this to find more business? But this is, and I have the upgraded version. This is worth its weight in gold.
What is productivity by contact? What is that one? It's on the left.
So which are your contacts? So, that's interesting. I've never looked at that. So let's look at this. Here was an event. I've never tried this. I don't know. As
you would have to change the date range. Put 1/1/2022 and let's see what happens.
Okay.
You have to click on the bullet next to 1/1 under where it says month to date.
Oh, I see.
Well, yeah, go ahead. Year to date. That would be good.
Let's do year to date.
Yeah, that would. Well, now you have to go back and click on, well, either way, it doesn't matter.
Well, let's just see what happens.
Okay.
This has been a very, very slow year. Oh, look at this.
Oh, there's all your money.
Oh my God. Look at this.
So these are the
my
names
God.
of the people that you contacted with?
They're the people who booked me.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good for you when you're trying to do your taxes too.
Well, it's also good to go back and say, we talked. God, I haven't used this. Thank you very much. You just taught me something that
I know Janelle Barlow.
Yeah. So I put this there because I went back and talked to the New Mexico chapter.
Yeah, obviously.
But I wanted to have that. So I have what I wore, what I spoke.
What do you talk to chapters about?
I think, well, I'll tell you what, let's go find this. I'm going to close out this report. Let me close this out. Say goodbye. All right. Let me go back here to New Mexico.
She used to be in our chapter in Northern California.
Yes, she did. Okay. So here's now, I don't know if you have to tell me if you
have to share again. You unshare.
Okay. Okay. So let me go down here. Let me go up here to share screen. Okay. Here it is. Let me do this. Okay. So here's the New Mexico chapter.
Okay.
Okay, so what she wanted, it was talking about resiliency. That was not, it was a live meeting, but
Yeah.
not, they don't have that many. Let's see, there was the invoice miscellaneous. I didn't put anything in. It was very informal. There were like, I don't know, 10 people, 12 people.
Oh, that was in May of this year. Oh, interesting.
May of this year, yeah. But
Wow,
it's
I
the
was
first
on the
time,
mailing list and I don't remember that being there, but anyway.
it was the first time that they had come together. But this is, all right, now see this one, New Mexico School Board, 2008. They didn't
Wow.
book me, that's why it's yellow.
Oh, interesting.
But I could see, this is again, I underuse this. There's so much more power in this. This was
is
a
very,
wonderful,
very, very powerful.
it's very powerful. So here's everything, and it was very, very informal. So that's why you don't see the detail. But notice, I know where I was. I stayed at Janelle's house. This one, and look at this. This was 2014. Urenco is it's a very powerful company that actually is in the middle of nowhere of New Mexico. And it was sent by Brian Lord. Okay. The women are wonderful. He sent me there. So see, here's all the conversations gathered. It was the energy to succeed. That's what I spoke about.
Oh,
And then if I go under miscellaneous, here's what I wore.
Wow.
Here's what I said. Here are all the stories that I
wow.
told. Yeah. Yeah. There should be the travel. I didn't put I don't know why the travel's missing. But in any event, yeah, Marcia Burr, she's no longer with them. That I know. See, I can go back. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. This is very powerful.
It is. And so when I saw the number of people who were saying, well, I didn't get any business out of it, I thought it's because you don't understand what this tool is about. Think of it as an ERM, an event relation management, in which everything is in one place. What do you think?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I'm going to start using it because of you.
So I'm hoping that when Joe puts this up, and I'll be happy to help anybody else with. Let me just show you another one. Like I couldn't remember the name of that aviation company, but I knew it was San Diego. So when I typed in, well, it could help if I could type. Okay, go on. San Diego. Who was it? Oh, here's where they were. National Business Aircraft, NBAA.
Yeah.
And so it's all right there. Oh, Dustin. Yes, it was Dustin. And Julie was my primary contact. And I need to go back and find out where she is and how she's doing, because she was going to move on. And then, of course, here's the list. Here's what I wore. Here's what I spoke. Here are all the stories. Everything's there.
Wonderful. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So the way I would use this is when you get a request, even before it's booked, like we just got one for June. So it's already going to be in on June, and you can notice it says confirmed. You can say it's held. It's a hold.
Yeah.
You know, and it'll tell you because you put it down here. It'll tell you what, you know, what day it was held for. So if somebody comes in, we know I can go back to that client and say, you know, what do you think? You got 48 hours, yeah, put up or shut up. You know, what do you care? So there's just so much that's here. And as I look at this with you, I realize there's so much more that I could do. And look at all, here was Shell. I forgot about speaking for Shell. All in San Diego.
And Shell was in San Diego. That's interesting.
Yeah. Look how far this goes. 2000, my God, 2004, 2001. My goodness gracious. And here's personal. We must have gone someplace. You can block out personal time on here. And so that if you have an admin or someone working with you, they know that, nope, I can't take this. Notice out of all of these, this one was a hold that didn't make it. That's why it's yellow. So ask me questions, Janice.
Why do some of them, like Shell, has something inside the green circle?
Well, let's find out.
Well,
Let's see.
yeah.
Here's Shell. I'll just say, no, don't say it. Okay. Why does Shell have this? It's a very good question. I sent him a Christmas Hanukkah card. Notice that I sent him a Christmas Hanukkah card. The only government he got, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. We did book it. I know I spoke for them. Yeah. Okay. So he had, let's look at this one. You know what? I'm thinking that it might be that one of them, let me just see the contacts. I'll bet you one comes from a bureau. Yeah, this one
Oh,
came from a bureau.
yeah,
Shell
that
came from a
makes-
bureau. So
uh-huh.
the ones with these came from a bureau. This one was direct.
Okay.
That's what that is. I know the Air Force military nurses came through a bureau. So this is the bureau. This is its direct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah, when I look at this and go, oh my God, no wonder I'm tired.